DOH. They did it again, The Simpsons Crystal Ball. The Simpsons is a show that needs no introduction. It's been a staple of television for over 3 decades, capturing the hearts and minds of audiences around the world. We've laughed with them through countless episodes, witnessing their quirky antics and hilarious misadventures. We've cried with them during those rare, touching moments that tug at our heartstrings. Okay, maybe not cried, but we've definitely laughed. A lot. But here's the thing about The Simpsons that's got everyone talking. They seem to predict the future. Yes, you heard that right. This animated sitcom has an uncanny knack for foreseeing real-world events, often years before they happen. Not in a Nostradamus kind of way with cryptic quatrains and vague prophecies. No, The Simpsons' predictions are often specific, detailed, and eerily accurate. It's more like they have a funny way of hitting the nail on the head. Time and time again, they've managed to capture the essence of future events in a way that's both hilarious and thought-provoking. It's eerie, it's hilarious. And it makes you wonder, how do they do it? Is it just a bunch of coincidences, or is there something more at play here? Some people believe it's all just a series of lucky guesses. After all, with over 700 episodes, the writers are bound to get a few things right. But others think there's something more mysterious going on. Could it be that the show's creators have some sort of insider knowledge? Or perhaps they're just incredibly perceptive, able to read the signs of the times and extrapolate them into the future? Whatever the case may be, there's no denying that The Simpsons has an impressive track record when it comes to predicting the future. From technological advancements to political events, they've called it all. So, buckle up. We're about to take a wild ride through the world of The Simpsons predictions. We'll explore some of the most famous examples and maybe even uncover a few lesser-known ones along the way. Get ready to be amazed, amused, and maybe even a little bit terrified, because if there's one thing we've learned from The Simpsons, it's that the truth is often stranger than fiction. And a lot funnier too. From predicting the election of Donald Trump to foreseeing the invention of smartwatches, The Simpsons has a knack for getting it right. And it's not just major events either. They've predicted everything from the discovery of the Higgs boson particle to the outcome of the FIFA World Cup. So, how do they do it? Is it all just a series of lucky coincidences, or is there something more at play? Some fans believe that the show's writers are simply very good at observing the world around them and making educated guesses about the future. Others think there's something more mysterious going on. Whatever the case may be, one thing is for sure: The Simpsons has an uncanny ability to predict the future. And that's just one of the many reasons why we love this show so much. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, because when it comes to The Simpsons, you never know what they might predict next. And who knows, maybe one day, we'll all be living in a world that looks a lot like Springfield. From Trump to smartwatches. When fiction became reality. It's fascinating how sometimes the lines between fiction and reality blur in the most unexpected ways. Remember when Donald Trump became president of the United States? It was a moment that left many in shock and disbelief. Yeah, wild times, but here's the kicker. The Simpsons called it. This wasn't just a lucky guess, it was a moment of uncanny foresight, way back in 2000. In an episode called Bart to the Future, Lisa becomes president. This episode aired long before anyone could have imagined Trump in the Oval Office, and guess who her predecessor was? You got it. Donald Trump. It was a throwaway line, a joke meant to be absurd. It was a joke, a throwaway line. But it came true. This prediction left many people scratching their heads, wondering how a cartoon could foresee such a significant event. And it's not the only time The Simpsons have predicted the future. Over the years, this iconic show has made several predictions that have eerily come to pass. They predicted smartwatches way back in 1995, at a time when the idea of wearable technology was still a distant dream. Autocorrect fails? Yep, they saw that coming too, long before smartphones became an essential part of our lives. These predictions are more than just lucky guesses. They make you think. They make you wonder about the nature of creativity and foresight, about the world we live in, how much of our reality is shaped by the media we consume, about the choices we make. Every decision, big or small, contributes to the tapestry of our future, and about the power of satire. Satire has a unique way of highlighting truths that we might otherwise overlook. The Simpsons hold a mirror up to society. They reflect our behaviors, our quirks, and our collective consciousness. They show us our flaws, our obsessions, the things we often try to hide or ignore, our hopes and our fears, the dreams we chase and the anxieties that keep us up at night. And sometimes, they show us our future, a future that is shaped by our present actions and decisions. The Simpsons remind us that while the future is unpredictable, it is also a reflection of our current reality. Election Mayhem 2024. A Simpsons Déjà Vu? Fast forward to 2024. The US presidential election is just around the corner. The air is thick with anticipation and the stakes couldn't be higher. Candidates are crisscrossing the country, making their final pitches to the American people. Campaign ads flood the airwaves and social media is abuzz with political discourse. It's a time of great excitement but also of great anxiety. And guess what? The Simpsons have something to say about it. This isn't the first time the iconic show has dipped its toes into the murky waters of political satire. Over the years, The Simpsons have made numerous predictions, some eerily accurate, others hilariously off the mark. But this time, their commentary feels particularly poignant. In the 2008 episode Treehouse of Horror 14th, Homer tries to vote for Barack Obama. It's a scene that starts off innocently enough with Homer entering the polling booth ready to cast his vote, but things quickly take a turn for the absurd. But the voting machine malfunctions and casts his vote for John McCain. Homer, in his typical bumbling fashion, tries again and again, only to be thwarted by the faulty machine. It's a moment of comedic brilliance, but also one that hits uncomfortably close to home in today's climate. It was a funny gag at the time. Audiences laughed at the absurdity of it all, never imagining that such a scenario could play out in real life. But as we look back on that episode now, it's hard not to feel a sense of unease. But in today's world of election interference and technological glitches, it's downright chilling. Stories of hacked voting machines, foreign interference, and systemic vulnerabilities have become all too common. The line between satire and reality has never been thinner. Could The Simpsons be warning us about election chaos in 2024? It's a question that's hard to ignore. The show has a knack for tapping into the collective anxieties of its audience, and this episode is no exception. The episode doesn't just highlight technological issues, it delves deeper, exploring the myriad ways in which the democratic process can be undermined. From voter suppression tactics to misinformation campaigns, the threats are manifold and ever-evolving. It also touches on the very real fear of voter suppression and the fragility of democratic processes. The right to vote is a cornerstone of democracy, but it's one that requires constant vigilance to protect. The episode serves as a stark reminder of this fact. It's a reminder that our right to vote is precious. Every vote counts, and every voice matters. The Simpsons, in their own unique way, are urging us to take this responsibility seriously. They're reminding us that democracy is not a given, but something that must be actively maintained, and that we need to be vigilant in protecting it. As we approach the 2024 election, let's take a page from The Simpsons playbook. Let's stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, let's vote. Because in the end, the future of our democracy depends on it. Section 4. Rise of the Robots. Will 2024 be the year AI takes over? Remember the 2012 episode Them Robot, the one where Mr. Burns replaces all the power plant workers with robots? It was a classic Simpsons take on automation and the fear of technology replacing human jobs. Fast forward to 2024 and guess what? AI is everywhere. It's writing our emails, it's driving our cars, it's even composing symphonies. The episode Them Robot may have been a comedy, but it raised some serious questions. Questions about the role of technology in our lives, about the ethical implications of AI, and about what it means to be human in an increasingly automated world. So, will 2024 be the year AI takes over? Probably not, but The Simpsons remind us that the future is coming, whether we're ready for it or not. Section 5. The Simpsons environmental warning, a sign of things to come. The Simpsons aren't exactly known for their environmentalism. After all, Homer does work at a nuclear power plant. But that hasn't stopped the show from tackling environmental issues head-on. In one episode, Springfield is declared the dirtiest city in America. In another, a polluted lake sprouts a three-eyed fish. These episodes, while exaggerated for comedic effect, reflect a growing concern about the state of our planet. These environmental themes in The Simpsons serve as a stark reminder, a reminder that climate change is real, that pollution is a serious problem, and that we need to start taking care of our planet before it's too late. Section 6. Dough-verload, economic collapse and The Simpsons warning. Economic collapse, it's the stuff of nightmares, and apparently The Simpsons writers' rooms. The show has featured numerous storylines about economic downturns, From hyperinflation to stock market crashes, The Simpsons have explored the dark side of capitalism time and time again. One memorable episode features Springfield going bankrupt. The town is forced to fend for itself. Chaos ensues. These episodes, while comedic, tap into a very real fear, the fear of economic instability. The Simpsons don't offer any easy answers, but they do force us to confront uncomfortable truths about our economic system and the choices we make.